Hey everybody, and welcome to the latest episode of Smashified Trophies. I am your co-lead, Chris Sheschel, and with me today I have the generous Sean Hicks.
Hello.
Oh, there you are, Sean. How's it going, man?
It's going great.
Long time no see. Long time no see.
It's been forever. Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't even... What was the last trophy we did? Was it Flowey? Jeez.
Oh, yeah.
Flowey and Sans back in October, November. Yeah, well, here we are. Welcome to the summer of June 2017. What are we looking at, Sean? What the heck is on our screen right now?
Right now, we are starting off with the development of Wart. You can see here...
Wart.
I am just pushing things around.
Like warts on my hands, or wart like...
Well, this mysterious Mario character that a lot of people have a strong heart for. He first appeared in Mario Brothers 2 back in the day.
Was that the only game he appeared in, Super Mario Bros. 2?
If you count the Advance remake, then I guess he technically appeared in 2. But that was the only game he's been in. He just kind of been just a lost character since then.
Yeah, well, originally that game wasn't even a Mario game. Nintendo took the property and turned it into a Mario game, which is why all the enemies were different, and including this final boss, you got this instead of Bowser. FYI, if you haven't played the game, Wart is the final boss, the main antagonist, so... Cool. It was also the game that introduced Birdo, which is now,
that's correct.
A good pair with Yoshi. So I don't really know how that came to be, but
it's interesting that you see like Birdo and all those baddies and stuff like a normal character now, but you don't see Wart anymore. It's a shame.
Yeah. I guess Bowser really took the spotlight after that. It'd be great to see him in like Mario Odyssey or something new. I'd love to see Wart come back, especially with. We just E3 was today, and they showed off that Pauline's Mario Odyssey now, so, maybe it's the time. Bringing back old characters, why not bring back Wart? He's cool. We brought him back here. We brought him back. Is this like the only 3D model of Wart that's ever been made, dude?
From my knowledge, I'm pretty sure there's people like elsewhere that tried an attempt at Wart, but I haven't really looked. But like Wart and like officially has never had a model. Like he's always been just a 2D character. So it was very interesting take. I kind of just took the same approach with how I did with Kakaletta. Just kind of tried to bring out the shapes that you see in overall character. His big teeth, his weird claws on his foot for whatever reason, even though he's a toad.
Dude, Sean. They just announced today that there's a Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga remake in the works for the 3DS.
Oh my God.
Did you see that?
I did. I freaked out.
It's good, man. So it looks like good. Nintendo does have sort of an eye for the retro side of things. Maybe Wart's going to be coming back sometime soon.
Hey, you never know.
I dig it. I dig it.
I dig like a Mario Brothers remake type of thing. Not new Mario Brothers type of style, but something just like, with some nice sprites like the Mario and Luigi series. I'd be totally okay with that.
Well, it's an interesting conversation because now that like Breath of the Wild happened, Aonuma's kind of like, oh, we should do every single Zelda just like this, open world from now on. And I'm thinking like, even Mario's kind of becoming open world now, but he's not completely open world, but like big world, and explorative. And so it's like, it'd be cool if Nintendo could just sort of perfect these engines and then import like the old games. Like imagine it's Super Mario Bros. 2 on the Mario Odyssey engine or something. Wouldn't that be a gorgeous sight to see, man?
Gosh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, I think that's something a lot of fans always wanted because you play these games as kids and you imagine them as that, like you see them through that stereo or that eye lens, of like it's Mario Odyssey, it's real life, like Wart is in front of me eating vegetables right now. I don't get that. That was the final boss. He wasn't that hard that I remember. You just fed him vegetables, right? That was the gimmick in the game.
Veggies and stuff like that. And that was pretty much it from that point on. It was like, game over. It was all just a dream.
Spoiler alert. Gosh dang it, don't spoil my gosh dang game, you guys.
Game over. Yeah, that's right. The game ends and it's like, sorry, Mario, it was just a dream. Maybe that's why Wart never came back, man.
Maybe that's why.
Maybe he was just a nightmare for Mario. But Dreamland's got to return eventually, I'd say. It's long overdue.
Yeah.
So why'd you pick Wart? Because you could make any character as a trophy for Smashified. Why'd you pick Wart?
Wart, because he had a similar case going on with Kakaletta. There was no 3D translation or anything like that. And I've seen a lot of just love for the character. He's one of those characters that you just... behind closed doors, basically. Not many people know about him. But he has like a huge fan base behind it, and
it's like Earthbound, It's a strong fan base, but not a lot of representation nowadays, right?
Yeah, exactly that. So I just want to kind of challenge myself again and try to bring a character like that into 3D, you know, kind of take on as to how like Nintendo would represent him now, basically.
Mm-hmm. Why are you working with the red wax, man?
Basically just so I can see like see
just changed it. Never mind.
Yeah, just so I can see like the crevices in the hands and the arms and stuff better. Because in case it needs some smoothing, it's easier to see that way. It's ugly as hell, but it works nice in like seeing details.
Right. Yeah, I was looking at this character throughout the process that you were doing, and it's crazy his similarities to DDD. He's got this big robe on. He's a big fat guy with a dorky smile and like a wah attitude, you know.
Yeah, I was thinking. Oh,
dude, are you bringing this? Are you bringing this into Maya right now and doing some retopology?
Oh, well, actually, about to hit up Maya. This is Topogun right here, which is a standalone retopology program. I use it often for, you know, just making the models a little bit more cleaner. You can pretty much do the same in Maya. It's pretty much the same functionality, but I'm just so spoiled to Topogun at this point. I figured I'd just do all the retopology there.
You can do the same in ZBrush too. You know, there's the same option, same tool, basically. But it is interesting to want to take that original sort of build that you had and turn it into this, because those of you who don't necessarily use 3D, basically in ZBrush when you're dynameshing and you're creating this thing, it's like sculpting it out of clay, and you can sculpt it and caress it and move it all you want, but there's going to be certain areas that just aren't going to feel right. And so when you go into a program like this or a process part like this in the pipeline, it's all about making the 3D model adhere to that form, you know, like there's going to be those pinches now in that area where Zarn connects, you know, there's going to be that loose flow at the bottom of his little, whatever this is, cape thing. What is this, Sean? I don't even know.
I was looking at the design. It's like I would say it's more of a robe. It's like a weird mix, because like his sleeves, he doesn't really have sleeves from what I see in the artwork. It's that's another thing with Wart. His artwork, he has a lot of them, but they're just, the designs are just inconsistent throughout.
Yeah, I noticed that too. It was like, oh, in this piece he's got like longer arms or a bigger grin or more stout nose or not stout nose. It always goes back and forth. You can never really trust that old artwork, man.
Yeah,
just kind of inconsistent.
Just kind of have to work with it, with what you got, and just pick out the best parts from each one.
Oh yeah, totally. And it's funny because being on the Smashified team, you have to pick. You know, there's a side that you have to go with, and it's like, oh, we think this represents the character better, but of course not everyone's going to like that. People are going to be like, oh, you should have done Wart with more of an alligator-like nose, you know, something like that. But again, we go through, we see what we see as best. We have to make that decision, and so, you know, if you want to make that decision, you can make your own model. We're making them for us, for you guys, and we're doing the best we can. And I think it came out great. I love the decisions you made on this character. And I think when I think of Wart, I don't really think back to playing it as a kid anymore. I'm thinking about this trophy. I don't know about you, but this is Wart to me now, man.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Did you play this game as a kid, man? Mario Bros. 2?
Oh, I did.
Connected to Wart?
Yeah, I didn't connect to Wart as much as like most people, but I just loved the world of Subcon because it was so different. Because you would travel through these little doors, and then you pick up that little potion item. I don't know what it was exactly, and then you just make this. You travel to this other dimension almost, you know, and it was so trippy to me as a kid. And I was like, whoa, you know, I'm finding new stuff. It's just a sense of discovery all over again.
When you say it like that, it sounds like Nintendo had some dark thoughts there, like some interdimensional travel, dark world stuff. Reminds me of Zelda a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
It's creepy. I remember that too, because that's something you discover in the first level.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, creepy. Yeah, no, and even the final level where you go to fight Wart, you're like, if I remember correctly, you're in this like pipe-infested warehouse or something, right?
Yeah.
Is that real? Do I remember that correctly?
It's just somewhat like that. Like, it was like a Lego brick house almost type of thing. It was just, all of a sudden there was this machine in the middle. It was so eerie in a way, you know?
It is crazy to see what things they sort of hand-selected from this game to continue on in the Mario franchise. You know, Birdo, Shy Guys, some of the Radish stuff that you would rip out has returned here and there, you know. Never Wart, though. Never even close to Wart. You know, the closest thing, as I was digging up reference for this character when we were first thinking about doing him, the closest thing I could tell that was to Wart is I forget his name. It's like the snake bat boss in Super Mario 3D World.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had a lot of discussion about that guy.
Yeah, he was kind of like the closest to Wart that I could find in a modern day Mario or any Mario game since then, you know?
Yeah.
Not exactly on the nose because he's a snake guy, but close enough.
Yeah, I actually looked at him like often when going back to Wart and him, mostly for like how to fit the crown on top of Wart's head. Because you see in the artwork, you don't see behind Wart's head, so you gotta try to fill the void like as to what the back of his head looks like. So it was a good reference for that.
Yeah, it'll be nice to see you put the crown on the head in a moment. I just looked it up, and the name of that boss is the Histocrat.
Histocrat. I see what you did,
yeah.
Nintendo.
No, Nintendo's so clever. But where were they going with Wart? Where was the Wart name discovered? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
So are you in Maya right now?
Yep, this is Maya right here, and I'm just cutting away, trying to add a little bit more detail to the overall gym. You can see I'm making like a little crevice there to fit the gem inside of. Just adding these little small design choices as I go along, just to add a little extra oomph to his overall character detail. And now we're back in ZBrush, and this is me just tugging away at that cloak that I retopoed and just working with a cleaner mesh. Adding in some little cloth wrinkles and just going in and really fine-tuning it before we get to those final steps of putting on the crown and necklace.
You know what I thought was kind of a little bit lame about this boss? He's supposed to be this big bad enemy for the game. The whole game he's your antagonist. I don't think you fight him before the end of the game, right? You only fight him in once at the end, right?
Yeah, that's it. Like he's just kind of there.
The unintimidating part about him is he doesn't breathe fire like Bowser does. He spits bubbles at you. And I that's how you beat him. He spits bubbles and you avoid him and you throw vegetables into his mouth and he's just like, oh no, not for me, and he passes out. So not the craziest of characters, but yeah.
Here we are, we're posing.
I dig it. Yeah, it was nice, interesting watching you post this because we didn't rig this because it's a trophy. We don't necessarily always rig our trophies. We usually just move the topology around like this, which is a sort of a strenuous process because it's like, oh, now I gotta select the finger and bend it a little, select the whole head, move it a little. It's not as hands-on as if you had bones under there that you could just move back and forth.
Yeah.
There's no point in this where you can just be like, I don't like this pose, I'm gonna reset this one bone. It's like, I don't know, like every move you make is almost permanent, it feels like. So basically,
and if you like mess up and like forget to move like the claw with the finger, it's like, oh god, you kind of had to go back and redo it again and hoping ZBrush doesn't crash.
Yeah, no, does it crash a lot for you when you're doing stuff like this? I mean, this is pretty low resolution. It's not too crazy, right?
It depends. Like, it's mostly when like putting it all back together, because it can get a little finicky during that stage. It's very rare that it happens, but I see it happen often with other people.
We forgot to even mention Nathanael Platier's.
Oh my god! Yeah, I was talking to him earlier too about his song and stuff. It came out wonderful. I love it.
Yeah. No, totally wonderful. I love it too. It's fantastic. It really, gave a new breath of fresh air to the old classic song. Because I remember the song too, and it's been a long time since I even heard it, And so the fact of like just his beautiful bringing it back. So it's great. It feels very jazzy, very energetic, but not like always on your. It seems like it makes you feel you're on your toes. Like, oh snap, it's blowing bubbles at me.
Because the original song was like 15 seconds or even less than that. I remember.
Oh really? Yeah. Now we've stretched it out to 16 minutes. Yeah. Give or take.
That's the magic of Nathanael.
So where'd this pose come from, man?
The pose is a mix of his artwork from Super Mario Brothers Advance to something like that. Whatever, it's the one for Advance. And one of his old artwork, I think it was from actually Doki Doki Panic before it became Super Mario Brothers 2. It was him kind of running, positioning with his arms up. It was like, hey, I'm here, I'm Wart, So I kind of did a mix of both.
It's not exactly a character you can get too dynamic with because of his weight.
Yeah.
So you do the best you can. You flail the limbs out and give him a little bit of a arch to his whole character, and And this is as epic as it can get, I guess. So, whoa, there it is, Wart.
There's a beautiful warty frog.
Yeah, no, it came out great. And you practiced with Keyshot to get this render to look so pretty, didn't you?
Maybe so.
Yeah, no, it's great. So, there he is. There's the big green guy, Wart. First time we've seen him since Super Mario Bros. 2 or Super Mario Advance, the remake. Sean, thanks so much for doing this. It's been so long since the last episode, and it was long overdue, and I'm really looking forward to the next episode, which will be our trophy of Ganon from Link to the Past. So
that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks, everyone, for watching, obviously. As always, you can feel free to just go over to our Patreon page where we're giving out a plethora of good things, from Photoshop files, 3D files. You can download this Word if you want and T-pose, just do whatever you want with that. Wink, wink. Brushes, behind-the-scenes commentaries, all that stuff. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time.